Hello everybody, this is Teresa Parker and today we are going to do this beautiful eagle. I really like it. It really appealed to me. I went ahead and traced it on an 8x10. The tracer is on the website and on Facebook and a couple of other places that you'll be able to find. I'll put a bunch of links in. So let's go ahead and get started here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this is relatively simple because of the few colors that there are, but I'm going to go ahead and start with a little black, and I'm just going to put some black in the background and around the edge of my canvas. I do like painting the edge of the canvas, especially when it is a dark one. So I'm going to just paint this on these three edges right here. Oops. And I'm going to bring some in, like so. We'll bring some of the darkness in. Doesn't have to come in too far because we're going to have the red, white, and blue from here on, but I do want it to kind of be able to just kind of push over it a little bit. And I'm going to take a smaller brush and using the black, we're going to go ahead and paint around the front of the face, again on the edge of the paintbrush. So it kind of goes like this. And of course it's all, you know, it's a tracer, but you can make it your own, do whatever you'd like to do here. But I'm going to make all this black. And on the outside of the canvas as well. This would be really, really good for a 4th of July event, either online or in person, or just to paint and put it in your house. So that's the beak, and that's the bottom of the beak there. So there's the beak, and these are all feathers. Okay, so I think that's good for now for the black. Okay, I'm just going to take, this is a really soft brush. I'm not quite sure if I like it yet, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and let's start with a little blue in the background. So I'm going to take the blue, and it's going to be further out. Now it's going to kind of mix with the black, so you're going to want to kind of come back to the blue and make sure it does show through blue, not just all black. And you can pull it in or out, either one you want to do. We'll go over this again a little bit. Just kind of on the outside edges is the black and then the blue. And I'm just picking the brush up off of the end of the canvas so that it just kind of leaves streaks like a dry brush almost. Okay. And then I think what we will do, I'm going to rinse that brush out. I'm going to use the same brush. And let's see with the red here. So let's try the red, and we're going to put a stripe like right here, up over the edge. And of course it did get into the blue, so it did kind of pick up that blue towards the bottom, which that's okay. I'm just going to bring them out here. We have another stripe here, maybe another one here. I know the red and white probably need to be pretty close to even, but I'm trying. And then here, and of course your stripes can be thicker, thinner, however you would like them. And I did run it into the blue, which I actually kind of like that look. It's going to go right around his face here. And I'm just pushing it out and picking up the brush so it just kind of runs into the blue. That way. It's got a little blue in it, which is fine, but I am going to kind of let this dry, and that way when we do the white it doesn't turn it pink, which would be bad. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and use my liner brush, and I'm going to do the black on the face, and then what we're going to do is add some of the white and mix it with the black so it's kind of a gray. there's the outline of the eye. We definitely want to know where the eye is. And over the beak here. And let's see, his nostril is about, I forgot to put that in there when I drew him out. And maybe something like that. Okay, and there's his beak. It's pretty good. Looks pretty tough. And I'm just going to put in some of the black markings, and then I'm going to go over the white. And what that'll do is kind of make it a gray, which will be kind of nice because then the white will stand out more. And then we'll put in more black. I know it seems like we're double doing it, but it always seemed to kind of work for me. And you can do it, of course, however you'd like to do it. I'm going to put in his eye here. And we'll go back through and add the little white highlight shortly. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this soft brush with the white, and we're going to go ahead and pick up, it's going to pick up some of the black underneath, which is fine. I don't want a lot of it. And of course I'm picking up the brush and letting it go like feathers, right? And it picked up some of the red, which is fine. I kind of actually like that. Again, if you don't, you can use a blow dryer. Make sure everything's dry before you start using your black and white here on the face. So I kind of want that pushed out. And this way, picked up some more red. And that way. So now I kind of see where I'm at. And I kind of do like the red mixed in with that. I think it looks rather cool. Alrighty. Yeah, I kind of, oops, got a little black there, but you know that looks kind of sharp too. No mistakes, just happy accidents. So, now I did that, and all I did was I just touched the brush to this and just went peep and picked it up. Just scrape it and pick it up. Scrape it and pick it up. And I kind of went with it and took whatever color it gave me, and then it kind of looks like the feathers feathering out from his face, which looks really good, and then it blended in. So now what I'll do is I will add some more white to that later. But for now, let's go ahead and do his beak, and I'm going to use my liner brush just because it's easier for me. And I'm going to make it kind of this way. Now I got into a little bit of the black, which is fine because it'll kind of blend the colors. And I'm going to go over the outside edge of the canvas on his beak. Yeah. Put it down here. Like so. And it goes almost to the eye up here. Well, I guess to the eye. Now I grabbed a little bit of black, which is fine. It'll just blend right into the beak and make the yellow a little darker. And of course I can always go back over the black. Kind of blend it in there. It looks good. Now you can do this with any brush you want. It just so happens that I kind of like the liner because everything's kind of tight in here for me. Okay. And got his beak. Awesome. So now what we'll do, I want to make sure it's yellow on the outside. Okay, I'm going to rinse that off. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go back in and let's just outline that nostril again and make sure everything stands out dark black on his beak, the outline. Okay, and then I really like having the feathers here that are black, and I want to put some more out this way. do them curved, you can make them straight, you can do them however you'd like to do the markings of the feathers here. And I am just putting lines. That's all I'm doing is making the lines. Okay. So now what I want to do is I really want his eye to be white, the white of his eye. So I'm going to go in here with some white paint. And we're going to make this white. And I'm going to go out here and bring some of the white, bright white into his feathers. Now this is when you can really have fun with the highlights and the different colors. And then if you go in to out, of course, you get the little feathery look. Okay, now like that. Now this up here is a little, put some white in here under his eye, and I covered up some of the black of his eye, so I'm going to put that back in. See, it's just, you just go back over and do whatever you'd like to do there. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and put the white dot in his eye, or I will forget. So I'm going to put one right here, and a smaller, a little tiny one there. Alright, and I messed up that just a little bit. I blend that in there. I like it a little blended in right there. Okay, so now what I want to do is add the stars. Now you can use I have a star stencil, or you can hand draw them. You can just make splatters, whatever you'd like to do. And actually, I did splatters on another one, and let me show you what that looks like instead of stars. I kind of like it, and I know it's stars and stripes, but I kind of like the splatters too. So I'm making this really, really wet, and let's just splatter it. Oh, I'm getting it all over my computer. Like it's out in the sky, right? So that's splattered, and you might not like the splatter look, which is fine. And I'm going to go ahead and paint in some stars as well. So I'm going to get the white here on my liner brush. Oops, that liner brush is kind of a mess, isn't it? That piece is sticking up. It's determined. And I'm just going to hand paint some stars. And I'm going to use a different, let's use a detail brush. This is handy, and it looks like it might be, oh, it's not flat either. I think all my brushes have hair sticking out somewhere. Okay, so this is not, it just went blue because the blue is wet. But actually that's okay, because when it's dry I'll go back over it and it will look really good, and it'll pop really white, right? So if you ever make a mistake and you want to paint over it, you can paint it over in gray or white, wait for it to completely dry, and go back over it whatever color you'd like. So this is going to be kind of a big star because I definitely didn't draw that one very well. But that's okay, it's a big star. And let's go over here. I'm going to do one here. I'll do a smaller star. And I know it's supposed to kind of resemble the flag, but it's also supposed to kind of resemble the sky. At least to me, it does. And put another one here. Huh, it's funny. It's blue and white striped. And then maybe one more. Let's put one take this one off the page. Maybe almost off the page. How's that? We just did a small one there. And then we'll let those dry. We will paint them white. And I think that's about it. It is so easy. This is just a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July painting for you. I really like it anyway. It's a lot of fun. People really like painting it because it's not hard. And the eagle looks just fantastic, and it's really nice if he's traced out ahead of time. I will admit that he is, if it's for a paint party, he's pretty hard to hand draw, at least from what I've found. It's much better if he's, at least his face is traced like I did out here on the tracer before we started. And again, I'll send that, I will make sure that is posted for you. And I'm just going over this in a really thick white so you can see how it's going to just really pop. And I hope you make this your own. I look forward to seeing how you've done. And if you take it to a paint party, I look forward to seeing how your party went. Parties are awesome, and right now it's going to get busier and busier because now you have summer, which is fantastic for art kits, and then you have fall, of course, which is, you know, the oncoming of Christmas. So come August, September, wow, it just is going to be out of hand if you're a paint party teacher. And if you're not, it might be worth looking into. It's a lot of fun, especially with your friends, local people, online. It's just really a good time. Okay. So now we did it a little whiter, and there he is. So I've got him some splatters going on. See the splatters? And I've got his stars happening there. And I love his face. So it is just, you know, it is just however you want to paint it, however your students want to paint it. And I look forward to seeing y'all posting it. So keep in touch. Let me know how it goes. And if you like this one, and if you have suggestions, let me know. Thank you. Bye.